Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. If you are new here, my name is Josef and I am an illustrator from Romania, Transylvania, and I am also an elementary school teacher. Sorry in advance for my voice, but it seems that I got a flu 2 days ago, but that is what happens more than usual when you are working with kids. That being said, let's get into today's video. All the month of October I was working on the Inktober challenge prompt list, so you will see me creating 5 illustrations in this video using the Inktober prompts. I attempted in the past to participate in the Inktober challenge, but I never managed to complete the prompts. I don't know why this challenge is in October, because I see every single year that October is the most busy month of the year, or at least one of the busiest months of the year. Now that I am editing and recording the voiceover, I am already behind with the prompts, but I will try to push through and complete the challenge even if the month of October is over. So you could see 5 illustrations which were already created in this sketchbook off camera, and I am continuing with the day number 5, which had the prompt track. I also showed you at the beginning of the video the art supplies which I am using to create all the illustrations. As you can already see, I will not use only ink for this challenge. I will also use watercolors and colored pencils too. The watercolors which I am using are the 24 color set of the Paul Rubens watercolors. The ink fine liner is a Faber-Castell pigment liner. And the colored pencils which I add the shadows at the end of each illustration and I failed to show you at the beginning of the video are the Artex 72 colored pencil set. How I like to approach this challenge in general is that I will choose a theme for the prompt list. Last year the theme which I chose was mythology, and for every single prompt I try to create a mythological creature or deity. I didn't complete the challenge last year. I think I created only 15 illustrations out of 31. This year, for the theme of the prompt list, I decided to go with animals. And you might ask why animals, because I thought that if I create a lot of illustrations with more cuter animals which might be from different fairy tales, or at least to have that fairy tale vibe to them, I could use the illustrations as teaching materials in my classes. And while I am participating in the challenge, I will have fun with the illustrations as well. So for the track prompt, I illustrated a hedgehog who is on a trip and just stopped at a huge mushroom. For the next prompt, which was passport, I decided to illustrate a swallow with a passport and a pilot helmet. The idea was that these birds are migrating, and when you need to travel for a part of the globe to another, you need a passport. The sketches for each illustration I created off camera, and first I create the black line art with the pigment liner, and where I want to have some black, I also use the pigment liner to color in the shapes with black, but I leave to pick through the whiteness of the paper through the ink. This technique will give a texture to the illustration. After I am done with the inking, I also paint an underlayer with watered down umber color, and only after that underpainting is dried, I paint over with colors. Sometimes I like to do this with my illustrations because that umber color will pick through the top layer color and also will give to the top color a more warmer tone. And this underpainting also gives to the final illustration a more toned down retro feel, which I really like. The colored pencils I use only here and there to add some shading to the illustrations, but only to the parts where it's really needed. I try to not go overboard with the shading, I add only there where it's necessary. For the hike prompt, I decided that I will draw and illustrate a bear. The thoughts behind this illustration was that if you are going to hike here in Romania in the mountains, the probability to meet a bear on the tracks is quite high. So I thought that this bear is on a hike by himself. In the most of these illustrations I try to use the same colors in every single one, but there are some illustrations where I felt that it needs additional colors, so I didn't put too much pressure on myself with all these rules. I knew that I want to have fun with these illustrations. Only these 5 illustrations which I will show you in this video are created while I was sitting at the desk. The rest of the drawings are made while I was sitting on my couch in the kitchen, drinking my morning coffee or listening to some podcasts. The prompt for day 9 was sun, and for this one the illustration is a little bit funny, I think, or at least it's funnier than the other ones. For this one I choose to draw an alligator who is sunbathing on a swim belt, chilling and enjoying a cocktail. The next illustration for day 10, the prompt was nomadic. For this one I illustrated a turtle who is traveling with a full-on house on his shell, and I really like how this illustration turned out. I have a few favorites, but this one is one of my favorites for sure. Some of the illustrations from the whole series are my least favorites. But when you are creating so many illustrations, of course that will be some of them which are not that good, or you don't like them so much, but that is fine. If you stick to the end of this video, I will flip through the rest of the prompts to day 27 as well. So at this point I completed 27 illustrations from the prompt list. So in the upcoming days I need to complete only 4 illustrations, which I think is doable. So if you want to see the rest of the series, check out my social media accounts if you are not already following me on Facebook or Instagram. Let me know which illustration is your favorite from the INKTOBER challenge. Also let me know if you are participating this year in the challenge, or if you started the challenge and you already fall behind. Which I already said, it's okay to not complete the challenge. You don't need to put all that pressure on yourself to complete 31 illustrations in 1 month. This is why I created only smaller illustrations. Are days when I created 2 or 3 illustrations. I had days when I didn't draw at all. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was a longer one, and I know that some of you already requested longer videos, but unfortunately longer videos take more time to film, to create the illustrations, to edit the videos, and also to make the voiceovers. That being said, thank you for watching and I will see you next time.